Hello, it's Teacher Meg here, as you should know by now. And we're here for the third part of module number 6 about effective communication, specifically in the workplace. So in this one, we're going to talk about common misconceptions about communication. Things that many people think are true, but it's not exactly the case. So the first one is, if I say it, the other person will understand, right? They understood me, they know what I mean. That is not necessarily true. Meaning is actually ascribed by the receiver of the message, right? They are the ones that get the communication. So whatever message they get is the message that you gave, right? And it's not necessarily the real message you gave, if you can understand that. Just saying it doesn't mean it will be understood. You need to check and see if the meaning of the message is understood as it is actually intended. So once again, confirm, ask any questions. Do you understand what I just said there in point number 3? Yeah, are you sure? Okay. So that's number 1. Always do not assume that the person understands. And number 2, the more communication, the more talking, the better. Okay, so if you're feeling misunderstood, talking too much and louder can actually be a mistake. This can actually exacerbate a situation versus clarify it. Excessive talking won't help. So try different ways of expressing yourself. Knowing when to remain silent is part of communicating effectively. Now, in these videos, I do speak a lot. I know that personally. I repeat all these things. I am trying to elaborate a bit more on the notes that you have printed with you so that you can understand. There are many big words in this, and because this is an ESL setting and your English is not native level, then I try to explain each better. In case you don't understand, I do try and give an example. But I know I do talk too much. That's definitely something I should practice. Okay, let me just stop talking about that then. So, number 3, any problem can be solved at any time if we just talk about it with each other, right? That's a very common thing, and often it does need to happen. There's miscommunications and we need to clarify, but there are some times when we have to just take some time away from each other, especially if we're angry, and the situation can be better. We can find a better solution if we just then wait a bit and then try and talk it out later. So often if there's very high intensity emotions like anger, sadness, frustration, that can all make your communication totally wrong. We always say things we don't mean in the heat of the moment, right? So be very careful with that. Self-reflect, self-regulate, get back on your EQ skills and module number 2, okay? And that will really help you. Okay, then last one, communication is a natural ability. Some have it, some don't. That is not true. Obviously, some can do this easier than others, right? It takes less practice, although it always takes practice. But it's not just an innate ability that everyone has. Actual skillful communication, it can be learned with practice by everyone. So there's some simple tips that can dramatically increase how you understand others and how they are understood. So try them out and see for yourself if anything changes. Follow the steps we've talked about from the beginning, right? Look at some other YouTube videos and try to put these things in practice repeatedly, and hopefully this will help. So that's the end of this module of all the misconceptions and about communicating effectively in the workplace. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm sorry for my constant elaborating and communicating too much. It's something I gotta work on, but have a very nice day, and I'll see you in the next module.